Coming up on the Beaver News, see what changes OSU is trying to make to improve parking. Also, an officer accidentally shoots himself at the state penitentiary. And see why people were taking the plunge. All that and more coming up next. Hello and welcome to the Beaver News. I'm EJ Alba.
And I'm Kiana Hatch. We're glad you could join us this evening. The Daily Barometer and Beaver News got a chance to sit down with President Ed Ray Wednesday afternoon to discuss the recent State of the University address and give some insight into OSU's future. One of the main issues is increased tuition. President Ray says through his newly proposed Student Success Initiative, a 4-year plan will be more realistic.
Any of you who are on the 5 or 6 year plan, you know that all else equal, it still costs a lot more than the 4-year plan. The 6-year plan costs more than the 5-year plan. So whatever we can do to help you get on a path to the success you hope for faster with as few missed steps as possible, the less you're going to end up graduating with in terms of debt.
He also reported there will be no tuition increase for non-Oregon resident undergraduates and that the increased tuition for in-state residents will be, quote, modest. President Ray also commented on his recent $20,000 bonus and how he donated it back to the students.
I'm not in it for the money. I don't care about the money. I brought, you know what I had for lunch today? Half of a Subway foot-long sandwich. I bring my own sandwich to work when I don't have to be at a banquet or something. I do not have extravagant tastes.
For more about what President Ed Ray had to say about the Student Success Initiative, state funding, and social justice issues on campus, pick up a copy of the Daily Barometer on Friday.
Parking is always a hot topic on campus, and most students are very frustrated about it. But what changes are university officials making to improve this issue? We sent Cheyenne Lever to find out.
Recently, parking has become an even bigger issue on campus due to the new buildings being built that have reduced the number of parking spaces. This has had a frustrating effect on students.
It takes like 10 to 15 minutes, I would say. It's a little irritating, makes you want to like walk to campus, but then you live too far, so you can't really walk to campus.
I think that we should have like more temporary parking spots, like 15-minute like free parking spots. Like it's silly to pay.
So I park at a friend's house on 9th. I have to do that now just because I was tired of always, driving around.
While it may be frustrating, Oregon State is attempting to find solutions to the problem.
We've opened 2 new parking lots this year on campus. There's one behind the LaSalle Stewart Center that has 38 spaces. It's a B2 permit parking lot. And then there's a new CR zone parking lot out on 35th that has 80 parking spaces, and it's being heavily used since it opened. Part of it's just increasing overall capacity as some has been lost through construction.
Williams says there are ways that students and faculty can contribute to the changes.
Our ultimate goal is to reduce the number of single occupancy vehicle trips or reduce the number of times people drive alone to campus.
Transportation Services recommends riding a bike, using carpool vehicles, or any other form of public transportation. And don't drive to campus if you don't have to. This has been Cheyenne Lever with the Beaver News.
An officer at the state penitentiary accidentally shot himself on Monday afternoon when he unintentionally fired his sidearm. According to Fox 12 News, the officer was taken off-site for medical treatment. Firefighters had to use a ladder to reach the wounded officer. There have been no other details released at this point, and the officer is expected to make a full recovery.
Coming up after the break, find out all about the polar plunge. Also, see how students here at Oregon State deal with the stress of midterms. We'll be right back.
story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back to the Beaver News. Last weekend was the annual Polar Plunge here in Corvallis. We have Cassidy Wood in the newsroom with more. Cassidy?
Thanks, Kiana. The Polar Plunge was an event that included the entire community of Corvallis, not just Oregon State students. I personally was able to go out and see what the event was all about. The Polar Plunge, an annual event where all over the nation people can come together to raise money for the Special Olympics and to help bring awareness to special needs issues. By jumping into the Willamette River, the plunge, held on February 13th, was a great way to physically be able to show your support in a way that is both exhilarating and impactful.
For a while, it's 46 degrees. It's going to feel tropical out there.
Participants needed to raise $50 to plunge. Before the annual costume contest, which was emceed by the local radio station, plungers were able to meet fellow supporters at the venue while learning about the cause itself, and even enjoyed some live music by Wild Hog in the Woods.
The event is great because it's jumping in the water and only certain people are going to do that. And it's a fun way to make money, you know. Yeah. And the money, it's the only real main event that they've got that gets money for Special Olympics Oregon. So without this, they couldn't do it.
Raising money for Special Olympics is the ticket to joining in on the plunge itself. Corvallis Police, Fire, and other safety officers created a small eddy in the river for the participants to jump in to represent the contribution they made to the Special Olympics Fund. This event is near and dear to many people, but one group in particular are the police officers of Oregon. As one of the main partners of this event, the police officers of Oregon hold the Polar Plunge close to their hearts.
Well, we're part of the police department, and this is Special Olympics, and it's all about law enforcement supporting, those who participate in Special Olympics.
Definitely. So is this your first Polar Plunge, or?
No, we've been doing this for a number of years.
With donations coming from all over the state, the Special Olympics of Oregon is able to host 12,000 athletes each year, making a difference in thousands of lives across the state. This has been Cassidy Wood with Beaver News.
The band Wild Hog in the Woods, who performed at Polar Plunge, will also be here in our studios tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for Locals Live. Make sure you tune in.
I don't know about you, but I sure have been stressed out these past couple of weeks, with midterms and everything. And as we all know, misery loves company. So I went out to the quad to see if there was any other students out there feeling the same wrath of midterm season that I was.
Important distinction between positive analysis. Ooh, I am positively analyzing this and it sucks. Oh, I didn't see you there, sorry. It's week 7 here and midterms are in full swing. Multitasking is a must, so reporting and studying have become one. We're gonna walk around OSU, ask a few questions, and see what people do to study for midterms. This week we're talking about midterms. There you go, folks. What is one of your what's your favorite place on campus to study?
I really like hanging out in the MU, actually, like on the couches and stuff. That's just so cozy, and it makes me feel like I'm not studying.
Right, it makes you feel like you're in a better place than at the MU studying, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. And how many hours do you spend usually at the library when you're studying?
After class, I'm there till like midnight. So I have lab until 7. I'm there till 12, and I just am either working on physics homework or other physics classes. Far too much time there, but
you should probably get paid. You're there so much.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty much making the school a lot of money. They should pretty much give me a medal or something.
What is it that you do to study for midterms?
Live in the library. Don't leave until you have to go to sleep.
I'm here with Abby Passion. Abby, are you passionate about midterms?
I mean, I guess they're important, but I wouldn't say they're a big passion of mine.
And how much do you like midterms?
Oh, probably a 2.
2, really? So not a 1.
No, not a 1. I mean, they're necessary, but, they're pretty much, evil as it is, so.
Yeah, necessary evil. That's college for you. If Midterms were a cartoon character, who would they be and why?
That's a good one. I guess Daffy Duck because, it's just annoying and intense and just too much all at once. You're just like, ugh.
If Midterms were a biblical character, who would they be?
I would say Samson.
If Midterms were a Greek god, who would they be and why?
Great question. I have to think about this for a second. I'd say Poseidon because he likes the waves. He's super you never know what he's gonna do. You never know what's coming. People are kind of scared of him.
Why do you choose the mellow beats section of Spotify for your studying?
Well, I always feel like I'm in the zone, for studying. I'm just super focused.
Get in the zone. I'm EJ Alba. With Beaver News.
Well, how do you think your midterms went?
I had one this morning, and I went into it feeling pretty well, pretty good about it, and I walked out of it and was like, wow, I need to do the news later. So I don't think I did well. Yeah.
Well, it's not every day you feel good about taking a midterm.
That's true.
It's part of college. Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Kiana Hatch.
And I'm EJ Alba. For more Beaver News, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch us on YouTube. And stay tuned for Beaver Sports Show coming up next. We have Sports Show anchor Logan McGinnis out in the newsroom. What can we expect for the Sports Show tonight, Logan?
On the show tonight, we have some OSU women's basketball highlights, a special story that happened in Gill Coliseum last Friday, trading faces, and top plays. Stay tuned after the break.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
And welcome back, Beaver Nation, to another episode of the Beaver Sports Show. I'm your host, Logan McGinnis.
And I'm your host, Jake McGrady. We've got plenty to talk about tonight, but let's kick things off with a little OSU women's Bball. The Lady Beavs keep things rolling to be moved up to 7th in national rankings.
Yep, and last week they played the Colorado Buffaloes, who are at the bottom of the Pac-12. So let's kick things off with some highlights. The Oregon State women's basketball team looking to stretch its winning streak to 11 consecutive games in front of a damn cancer crowd in Gill Coliseum. The ball gets dumped down to Ruth Hamlin and the hammer with the and one. And for Colorado, Javonte Hill, pretty little jumper right there. Colorado hanging tough against the Beavs in the first quarter. OSU leads 20-16. And Jamie Weisner with the layup. It's good. Jamie led the Beavs with 16 points on the day. Sydney looking up court and finds Katie MCW. Splash money. Katie McWilliams doing good things right there. And Sydney, you know, I think you dropped a couple dimes. Here you go, finding streaking Jamie Weisner and the Splash Sisters doing it all. And here's Leonard with Buffalo, going to the Colorado Buffaloes. She led the Buffs with 11 points. And Ruth, lefty flip, it's good. And Ruth and Sydney now doing a little on the pick and roll action. Sydney going to the lane, finding the hoop. It's good, and one. And coming up here, Devin Hunter took a little trip to three-point land, and guess what? It's magical. Great plays. Oregon State outscored the Buffs 36-22 in the second half and won 73-50. Oregon State's coach Ruick and Weiss talk after the victory.
We look at our team and we've got a lot of experience in a few spots, and it's hard to go away from that, and you need that to play at the level that you need to play to give yourself a chance to win this conference. And so tonight we had an opportunity to reward some people for a lot of their hard work, you know, and I think being at home certainly helps that too. And so I loved it felt everyone was prepared. Everyone played well.
That we've been focused on the win streak at all. I think we've been doing a really good job of taking it game by game, even practice by practice. I know that, you know, we put in a lot of hard work every day, so we try not to get too caught up in win streaks or anything, but just maximizing the opportunity that we have right now.
For Oregon State men's basketball, the Beavs never trailed versus the Stanford Cardinal and held them to 50 points to snap a 10-game Pac-12 road losing streak. It was Oregon State's third straight win after sweeping the Mountain Schools at home. Trace Tinkle had 19 points and 9 rebounds, with Gary Payton adding 14 points to lead Oregon State to a 62-50 win over Stanford on Thursday night. It was just the second win by OSU at Stanford since 1993. The Beavs had lost 20 of their previous 21 games at Maples Pavilion, moving on to Saturday's game against Cal. Trace Tinkle scored 22 points and grabbed 5 rebounds to lead the Beavs in an 83-71 setback loss. The Beavers, 15-9, 6-7 in the Pac-12, resume Pac-12 action against Oregon at 7 p.m. on Saturday in Matt Knight Arena for the Civil War.
And the Damn Cancer event for the women's basketball game in last Friday's Gill Coliseum was more than just a basketball game. Damn Cancer brought people together to support the cause and created some special friendships. Take a look at this BSS special report.
Oregon State women's basketball held their Damn Cancer game against Colorado last Friday night. The team and crowd wore pink to support the cause. After the game, a rare moment occurred at midcourt when senior forward Ruth Hamlin received an inspiring haircut to donate to Kids for Cancer charity to make wigs for cancer patients.
I think it's really cool, you know, just seeing all these other girls come down and donating their hair. I think it's really inspiring to just kind of give yourself to something that's greater, to people who are, you know, fighting a battle that's more than themselves.
This is the first time OSU Athletics has held such an event. However, the idea originated from inside the team last season.
Well, Devin and I had long hair, and we thought it'd be a really good opportunity not to just cut off our hair, but to really donate it for a good cause. You know, it goes to people who have cancer, they need wigs. We did it for a Pantene organization, so we were really looking forward to doing something and giving back to the community. But Ruth had long enough hair to, you know, get the job done, to get enough inches to donate. So she thought about it, and she really committed to the cause, and I know that she was looking forward to this day for a while now.
Along with Hamlin, Emma Bowers was selected by Athletics to donate her hair as well.
I feel really good. It gave me Ruth gave me lots of courage to do this, and I will donate my hair whenever when my hair grows out again.
This was a special moment for Bowers because Hamblin is one of her favorite players.
Because she's my favorite player, and in my head I thought I really wish I could do this more often, and that I also wish I could never wash my hand again because I want to keep kind of like the Ruth germs on me.
Yeah, I just was kind of giving Emma support. I think she was a little nervous and kind of, she was a little worked up, but I just was like, we're in this together, Emma. We're doing this together. And I think it was cool to just kind of hold her hand as we both get our hair cut off. It was a neat experience to have with her.
For such an amazing cause, it's safe to say this is a haircut neither Hamblin or Bowers will forget.
It was a great event put on by athletics, and it showed how close a community Corvallis truly is.
I couldn't agree more, Logan. Coming up, we break and have another edition of Trading Faces with BSS reporter Jeff Lowe. Stay tuned.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
And welcome back to the show. We have Trading Faces. And since it was such a hit last week, we had to do it again. Jeff, are you ready to morph into some
I'm always
faces?
Back and better? Back to back?
We're going back to back.
All right, Jeff. So starting off, you are NBA Inside reporter Adrian Wojnarowski, or Woj, as people say, because that's obviously hard to say. The NBA trade deadline did just end today. We have some moves that happened, some moves that didn't happen that we thought maybe would happen. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think more than anything, it was the moves that didn't happen today. I think we're all expecting Dwight Howard to get traded. Didn't happen. There were some rumors about Blake Griffin getting traded. Also didn't happen. Kind of a boring trade deadline. It gets hyped up every year. Didn't really live up to it. I'd say the one that really took me by surprise was Lance Stevenson for Jeff Green. I don't know how the Grizzlies I don't know why they make that move. Lance Stevenson is just a cancer. Jeff Green, great player. He's going to be great for the Clippers out there in LA.
Good.
Looking good.
All right, so Woj, you're put aside now. So now, Jeff, you are Oregon State men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle. The Civil War is coming up. How do you get this road win to keep your tourney hopes alive?
Well, Logan, we got to come out, play a complete game, kind of like we did against Stanford. We finally got that road win off our back. But, more importantly, we've already beaten Oregon once. We just got to do the same thing we did in the first game. And we also got to get Gary Payton going. We got the tale of two Garys here, different player at home versus on the road. We got to get Gary going early, get him involved in the offense, and then we can get, our scorers like Trace and Stephen Thompson going in the game. And if we can out-rebound Oregon, we can, be tough, be gritty, win those 50-50 balls, I think we'll be okay. We'll come out of Eugene with a win, and we'll be back on track for the tournament.
All right, so now coming up, you are NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Reports did recently come out that you make a modest $31 million per year.
Modest.
You've been getting some criticism for that, and you got defend yourself. What do you got to say?
Well, we all got haters, Jake. I made $31 million last year. I'm not a elected official. Everyone wants me to
not be making $31 million. What you got to look at it this way. I'm the CEO of a corporation. I make $31 million. The owners are all paying me. It's not a popularity contest. I don't see people complaining about Apple and Apple and Yahoo's CEOs, pardon me, making all that money. But for some reason, because it's the NFL, we all get upset. I got the NFL back in Los Angeles for the first time in the past 20 years, and the TV ratings are better than ever. So anybody wants to mess with me, we all got haters.
All right. So now you're OSU baseball coach, Pat Casey. What's your expectations for this upcoming season?
We're going to win it all. It's going to be our year. We're going to have timely hitting, situational pitching. We're going to do what we do. We're going to get back to being on top of the Pac-12, take our rightful spot as the kings of the Pac-12. And it all starts Friday in Arizona as we play Ball State. Get a nice win there, start off our season on the right foot, and we're gonna be like the Kansas City Royals. Just watch, I'll call my shot right now. We'll be in Omaha this year.
All right. So finally, you are former NBA player Gilbert Arenas. You've recently expressed that you want the Los Angeles Lakers to sign you to a 10-day contract so you can chill on the sideline and watch Kobe's farewell season courtside like some of the current players are quote-unquote doing right now. You think that could be possible?
Well, I don't know if it's possible. We'll see. Meta world peace is on the team, so anything is possible, as KG once said. I'd certainly like for it to happen. I want to see the Mamba in his last go around. Maybe get yelled at a couple times. See a classic Mamba jaw face. But if not, hopefully the Lakers can hook it up. Give me some courtside tickets. I can go hang out with Jack for a game, maybe 10. We'll see.
All right. So that's all we have for Trading Faces. Stay tuned after the break for some top plays.
Hi, my name's TT.
Eddie Cardenas, Jason Love,
Alex Vickery-Holland, Laura Gordon, Lisa Rosenthal. We're here to answer any questions, escort students around.
we really just give them this sense of tradition. We help them register for classes.
A big part of being a START leader is showing students around OSU and helping them get a feel for what it's like when they're here at Oregon State.
We serve to help them make a more smooth and positive transition from high school life to college life and to everything involved with it.
Welcome back. We have some smooth top 5 Oregon State plays coming, so let's see the highlights.
Smooth. Coming in at number 5, we have Sydney Weiss finding Jamie Weisner. Splash Sisters balling out on another level.
All right, coming in at number 4, we have GP2. He can do everything. Pull up 3, heat, checkmate. There it is.
Hey, coming in at number 3, back to some lady hoops. The ball is tipped around like a hot potato with the shot clock winding down. Finds Weiss in the corner. Triple A.
Nice. And at number 2, there's a little play right out of Jackie Moon's playbook. It's the alley-oop. Drew Eubanks. Slam.
Shout out Jackie Moon. And coming in at number 1, is this correct? Last week, Logan McGinnis dunks on Jake McGrady, put him on a poster.
I drew the charge.
Slam dunk.
I drew the charge.
Whoa.
I drew the charge.
Man, that was some amazing top plays, especially number 1, Jake.
Hey, if I got to make number 1 somehow.
Man.
I made it.
And there it is. For the Beaver News and the Beaver Sports Show, I'm Logan McGinnis.
And I'm Jake McGrady.
Thanks for tuning in.
Good night, and go Beavs.